Gotta rank 'em all, Pokemon.
Welcome to Spelunkers, a place for exploring video games and nerd culture. I'm Ryan, and this is Gotta Rank 'em All, the Pokemon ranking show, where Chris...
It's pronounced me W.
and myself get a random list of 20 Pokemon every week and a guest, very important, and put them in the most officially arbitrary list of all time. Our lovely guest this week, returning, VictorianGenetix.
What up? And I will say it is an arbitrary list. Have you seen Shuckle's placement?
It's not quite high enough, I know.
I fought it.
I know. I was like, I'm gonna be the one that rage brings a Pokemon and gets them put lower, but I'm not gonna do that. That's so like. Plus, we even talked about it before, and Chris was like, I don't think we'd actually let somebody do that because it's just kind of like, what's the point of that, really? The whole point is for the list to be fucky. Get the views, true.
Yeah, that's true. It's to have a good time and talk about Pokemon. That's what I come here for every Friday.
And to put Shuckle where he belongs, on the top.
No. I disagree. Like, maybe even below Jinx, honestly.
Jesus.
That's harsh. I don't know that
I know, I wouldn't do that. I'm just kidding with him. But it's definitely would be lower. Like, I like their play style, but they're just not, like, the most... I can't even think of the word. I'm just like,
yeah, they're not offensive in any way.
Yeah, they're just like there. Yeah.
Well, let's read the top, middle, and bottom of the list this week. And Chris and I liked it so much last recording with Bob Buell that we're introducing the 100-spot bouncer. We'll be reading that as well. Top of the list, we've got Greninja, Decidueye, Mega Charizard X at 1, 2, and 3.
Then Shuckle.
Way down at the bottom, we've got Jinx at 563, Yungoos at 562, and Smoochum at 561. And at 281 and a half, where is 280? There it is. Oh no, why am I zooming? Oh god. I don't know what's happening right. Okay. Breloom at 281, Gigantamax Eevee at 282, and Gigantamax Centiskorch at 283. Our number 100 bouncer for this episode, Mega Banette.
Yes.
Is anyone going to be bounced by Mega Banette tonight? Do we want to the bottom 100 bouncer? What was that, 463?
Oh, I mean, I think that just needs a state Tangela.
Gallarian Mr. Mime. He's not bouncing many people. He's letting anybody past.
That's
all right. Our first Pokemon to rank this evening is Moo. No, it's Mew, everybody.
Mew. I
mean, what is there to say about Mew? Obviously,
there's not a whole lot. Like, it's just a very obvious Pokemon.
Yeah, everybody, heard the story when they were a kid that it's under a truck or whatever the hell. Whatever the hell people would say on the playground to make you be their friend. And then, I don't know how that works. Children don't lie to people you want to be your friends because they're going to discover you're a liar. Dumbasses. But yeah, like literally unobtainable in the first game without cheats, or I think there were some events for it as well. Yeah,
but those events were only in Japan, I believe. So
yeah.
Hard to get in America.
Not a fan of event Pokemon as a whole anyway, generally. Just the whole act of like, come to this event to get this Pokemon. I mean, it's better now since it's mystery events and all this other nonsense, but back then it'd be like, oh, I really want to play with Deoxys. Oh, I guess I just have to use a cheat code for them or whatever. So from that perspective, I'm not a fan of Mew, but I mean, Mew's cool enough. The movie's cool, so...
Yeah, movie is very, very good. Or, I mean, it was when I was a kid. It's probably not very, very good anymore. But
I mean, it was still pretty good. I watched the 3D remake they did of it, and it's just pretty much exactly it, but it's like a 3D version of it.
Yeah, I think they even pulled, like, the original audio, right?
Yeah, I think it's even the original audio for the most part. I'm not 100%. But I think they cut the freaking song, the brother, my brother song.
Oh my god, what that trash.
Pretty sure I even texted you about that. I was like, that's so stupid. They probably just didn't have the licensing rights at this point to use it or something, but I was like, this is awful. That's the best part of the movie.
It's so overdramatic, but
it's so overdramatic, but so good. But anyway, that movie sells Mew to me a fair bit as a whole.
Yeah,
I mean, it's got the DNA of all Pokemon.
That's what they say.
They're full of shit.
Like,
yeah, is Mew, and is he actually capturable in any game? Like even like side games? Can't think of any. He's in obviously the both Pokemon Snaps, but you don't catch Pokemon in that.
Yeah,
Emerald.
He's like legit in there without codes or anything.
Faraway Island requires old C-map, according to
which I think was from an event, though. I think that was like I think that was a mystery gift event that you could go to or something. Same with like, I think Shaman's in the 4th generation. That like they would give you an item that lets you go to a specific place that's in the game's coding to like catch random Pokemon or whatever.
Yeah, it's an event item. You're right. Yeah, that's such.
That's most of them, like Darkrai, Shaman, Mew, not Heatran. There's just a whole bunch of them. It's too many. Like at this point, legendary Pokemon aren't even legendary. So.
Oh yeah, like starting in like Gen 4, Gen 3 even. Like there's just too many legendaries, so it's like they don't matter that much anymore. But like, I mean, I will say it doesn't matter that much that you can't catch them legit. Because I don't use legendaries generally anyway, but maybe I would if they'd let me like get one at level 5 at the beginning of the game, you know? Like if they gave you, what is it, Cosmocog or whatever, the one that evolves into Lunala and Solgaleo, that would be awesome. But
yeah. I don't know. I'm into Pokemon lore, but at the same time I'm like, what the fuck? Like how they announced Hisuian, Zorua and Zoroark or whatever, and they're like, if this is the past of Sinnoh and they're a ghost, they're the Zoruas that died in the environment, how did they go extinct? Like, why aren't they existing in Sinnoh in the present day? I know Sinnoh in the present day was made 10, 12 years ago, whatever the fuck it was, but that's why I don't like... I mean, I buy into Pokemon lore, it's cool, but at the same time, it's like, they just retcon it all the time. I mean, every new generation that comes out, basically.
I think that game has to end with a nuclear apocalypse now is the only solution.
I know.
Because there's also Basculegion, who I believe is Ghost. He's like made up of the souls of all the other dead
Basculins. Yeah, he like when they do the upstream travel or whatever, he absorbs their souls. So
how did that thing die? I don't know. Anyways, Mew, where's he land on the list?
All that to say, that's why I don't buy the whole Mew's the DNA of all Pokemon, because they retcon in more Pokemon every few years.
Yeah, I think it made sense like originally, but now they have, you know, Arceus is the god that created all Pokemon or whatever, so like those two don't mesh together, their lore.
And then like even just once you start getting into like Palkia and Dialga and stuff like that, controlling their dimensions and stuff, you're like, so Mew has DNA from them, are you sure? Giratina, last I checked, is like a loner in their environment. Like, I don't really know what's going on here. It's just weird, but you know, outside of the lore,
maybe they've changed the Pokedex entries in later gens, right?
Oh, maybe.
Obviously, those are the early gens, but as recently as X, Y, and Omega, Ruby, Alpha, Sapphire, they mentioned DNA specifically.
I mean, I know it has transform and it can learn all the TMs, but so like they do tie it into its gameplay. It's just like thinking about the concept of just the legendary Pokemon. You're like, you contain the DNA of these guys. Are you sure about that? They want you to think Arceus created all Pokemon. Then why would Arceus create Mew to have its DNA? And then Palkia is supposed to have made space and time or some shit and blah 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 blah. It's like, I don't know, Mew's lore just doesn't add up. It's cute, it's fun, so I like it well enough.
Yeah, is Mew a genetic experiment? Obviously Mewtwo is, but was Mew also genetically created, or was he
Mew organic? Is supposed to be like the
From South America.
Okay.
According to Pokemon Stadium, a mythical Pokemon of Sought America, which had thought been extinct.
Like the beginning of the first movie, they show Mew in like the foresty environments and stuff like that. So
yeah, it's Pokemon lore makes no sense. Let's just end the podcast.
I mean, lots of it's cool. It's just like when you start thinking about connecting the generations, you're like, holy crap, none of this makes sense.
Yeah. So in terms of the list, I think this guy's top 100. I think Mega Banette lets him into the club here. I mean, are you going to stop somebody that has your DNA? You going to stop your brother? Father? Whatever the fuck this guy is?
To be fair, Mew only has 900 some odd of its DNA, so... that would be like, I have Jesus' DNA in me or something like that. Like, okay.
Do you think Jesus would stop you from coming into a club? Hell no.
Okay, Mega Banette is Jesus now.
Yes, that's where we're at.
I think this gets in top 100.
I would think so too, probably.
I think this gets past Liepard at least at 91.
Yep, I agree. Zekrom? I think it gets past Zekrom.
Yeah, I think so.
Zekrom.
It's the Pokemon Black legendary or White legendary?
Yeah.
White.
I know which one that is. I just was trying to find him on the list.
86 he's at. Anybody see the stopping point? Something they would not go above?
I think I would go above Golduck, but not past Sirfetch'd.
I think that's fair.
I think that's
because
fair.
Then I'm seeing really like Excadrill, Pidgeot, like a whole bunch of stuff above that where I'm like Gliscor. Like there's just a whole bunch of stuff mixed in there where I'm like, I want to beat that out. It beat out a few of these other little things just sitting around here, but like the chunks of the list. Like this list isn't a spot by spot, it's like chunk by chunk.
I think that sounds good.
Yeah, I like that. A new 71 from you. Great job fathering and mothering all Pokemon. Next on the list, we've got Wobbuffet.
Wobbuffet. I mean, I like Wobbuffet in the anime, so...
Yeah.
So fucking stupid. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, he's a great punchline to every joke in Gen 2. Also, he's basically just Wario / Waluigi of the Pokemon world. Just says "wah" all the time.
Basically, yeah. I like the gender difference. It's just legitimately they were like, "What if it had lipstick?"
Yes,
it's like
silly.
Okay. So I like Wobbuffet well enough. I like Wynot a little bit better, but Wobbuffet's pretty good. It's just a punching bag personified.
Yep.
Yeah, just learns counter and was it Miracle?
Miracle. And it gets Shadow Tag and then Destiny Bond as well.
Yep. Yeah.
Or no, Shadow Tag's its ability. It gets... I can't even remember. It gets like 4 moves or 5 or something like that.
It gets exactly 4 upon evolution from Why Not. Counter, Mirror Coat, Safeguard, and Destiny Bond.
Oh, Safeguard's the other one. And then Shadow Tag's its ability, so once it's in on someone, they're stuck there unless they're a ghost.
Yeah.
Or they have whatever that ability's called that can ignore abilities. Molding or some nonsense.
It looks like their hidden is telepathy, which just looks like it gives a higher dodge chance.
Oh, okay.
Well, you don't want to dodge with Wobbuffet if you're countering or mirror coding, but whatever. What's the what kind of lore we got?
Let's see here. It hates light and shock. If attacked, it inflates its body to pump up its counter strike. If 2 or more Wobbuffet meet, they will turn competitive and try to outdo the other's endurance. However, they may try to see which one can endure the longest without food. Trainers need to be aware of this habit.
I just imagine that like the freaking Metapod fight from the anime. They just walk up to each other
that
and
was
stand
the
there.
best thing
It
ever.
was so stupid and great.
That's basically it.
A Wobbuffet strikes back ferociously if its black tail is attacked. It makes its lair in caves where it waits for nightfall.
Yeah, its tail also has eyes. I don't know what's up with that.
Yeah,
and another one
like
specific
it's shadow or something.
Yeah, Sapphire mentions directly that it attacks with the tail using Destiny Bond.
Yeah,
That makes sense.
which Destiny Bond is a whole like our shadows are connected type nonsense. So
Yeah, is that the thing? They die, you die, they die.
If you die, they die. Yeah. Or no, Perish Song is the one that's the 3 turns and then everybody dies.
All right, there is a Brian will be glad, I'm sure I shouted this fact out. There is a Pokemon Go costume for Wobbuffet where he is wearing a party hat. Like a conical birthday hat with a little fluff at the top.
I haven't seen that
Pretty
guy.
good.
But still has the closed, worried face in the eyes. It's a great contrast.
Yeah. I've seen some Pokemon Go costumes that are pretty cool, so it's always funny to see random stuff like that.
So we've got Why Not on the list at 254. You said you like him less, right?
I like Wobbuffet less, but I mean, I could figure most people probably would have the opposite.
No, I think I agree. I like Why Not's cuteness.
Yeah. Because, like, Why Not has all the stuff that Wobbuffet would. I mean, if they existed more in the anime, they'd. And I think they are in the anime a fair bit on a few random episodes or something. They're basically like the same thing as Wobbuffet, just cuter, so it actually has more of a punchline to it, I feel like.
Yeah.
So
I'm looking right below Why Nots. Knock Bulbasaur down another peg. Why not?
It's probably where I would just throw him. It's like right there.
Hold on,
Yeah,
like, give my great joke room to breathe for a second, guys. I said why not? Put him right below why. Please hold.
I heard it. we're just gonna move on. Next Pokemon.
Next on the list, I'm sorry, 255, Wobbuffet, great job. Next on the list, we've got Hexaurus.
Hexaurus.
He's
That's the
cool.
final one, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very cool.
He's got fucking battle axes on his face.
What more do you want?
He kind of came out at the time where I felt myself getting pickier about the dragon types, because it used to be like such a rare thing, and then you have like Salamence, and then there's like a few others, and then you get to this, and you're like, oh, and then Hydreigon and the Ghost Dragon guy are so much cooler than Hexaurus that like. Can't remember the Ghost Dragon guy's name at this point, but Dragapult, that's it. That guy.
Oof,
who has like the little baby forms as torpedoes in his freaking head.
I think he's cool in theory, but I used one and he was bad. And everybody else that was on the pod when we ranked that thought he was the stupidest thing, so I don't know.
I think he's fucking awesome, and also he's not bad. He's like one of the highest, most competitive Pokemon in pro play, at least.
I don't know, his moveset was real bad for just playing through the game.
Yeah, probably that. I don't know. I think he's freaking cool just because it's a fucking fighter jet. That's a fucking ghost dragon type. Like, it's so fucking weird. But I like those types like Clawitzer and stuff like that where it's like, they're like, what if we made a weapon into a Pokemon? You're like, sounds cool to me.
Yeah, we're
like that in theory, but...
Yeah, I know. I agree. But Hexaurus, I don't know. Like, he's fine.
What if a battle axe was a Pokemon? You don't like that?
And we made it a dragon.
It doesn't look enough like a battle axe, though. It's like,
his head is straight up a battle axe.
Very, very battle axe.
If he turned his head up like this, you could pick him up and use him as a battle axe. If you were 50 feet tall, a Gigantamax Pokemon could grab him and use him as a battle axe.
Oh god, that would be amazing. 6 foot tall, 230-pound battle axe. Yes.
I That said, you know, he's no Garchomp, he's no Hydreigon, for sure.
Right.
Yeah. Not the
What's
best
his-
of the dragons.
Yeah,
not
what's
the
his
worst
lore?
of the dragons.
Oh, you know what? I'm actually curious what you think, Genetics, because everybody else seems to hate him. Of the line in Sun and Moon, what is it, Kamo-O? I don't remember what the final one's.
Yeah, I was gonna bring that. It's Kamo-O, and then gets into like even bigger drum dragon or whatever. But like, I like the concept well enough. Like, I think it could have been a little bit cooler looking, possibly, but I don't know. Like, I like it well enough. I think I might like it more than Hexaurus actually, but I'm not entirely sure on that.
I think I also like him more than Hexaurus, but he's really low because everybody else hates him in the world.
Yeah, I know there's a lot of people that hate on him, so, but I like it. I don't know, like, he just looks cool.
Anyways, lore.
I'm gonna go with Sword and Shield here because I like both of them combined. Its resilient tusks are its pride and joy. It licks up dirt to take in the minerals it needs to keep its tusks in top condition. While usually kind-hearted, it can be terrifying if angered. Tusks that can slice through steel beams are how Hexaurus deals with its adversaries. It's all about the tusks.
He eats dirt. That Pokedex entry just said this guy eats dirt.
A lot of animals like dirt.
Yeah. I feel like it's not something to call out about him, though. You know?
I mean, it is something to know.
How else does he grow and keep sharp these incredible metal tusks?
I don't know, man.
It's a weird concept.
It is a weird concept. So yeah, we have Hydreigon at 102. We have Salamence at 114. I think I actually like him more than Salamence, but I'm not a Salamence stan.
I like Salamence quite a bit.
Yeah, I don't know that this beats Salamence. But it does beat Drampa in my mind at 118.
Okay. Not even. Oh, Drampa's the grandpa dragon. Wet dude, right?
Wet dude, yeah.
The grandpa wet dragon or whatever. He just looks like a floopy dragon.
Mm.
His name like hits on several different puns, basically. Looks like an old dude. He has a water type too, isn't he?
I don't know.
I don't remember. It doesn't matter much, but
I think he's a normal dragon, right?
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I think you're right with that.
Yeah, normal dragon.
Kamo-O.
Yeah, Kamo-O is down at 181.
80s, yeah.
But I like it above Drampa, personally.
Great shiny.
For
Drampa?
For Hexaurus, the gold is just black. It's just blacked out with the red.
Oh yeah.
Love that shiny. That's great.
Okay, so we're gonna go above Drampa. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's 118. Fine. Sounds good to me.
Perfect. New 118 Hexaurus slicing and dicing his way up this list to a good spot. Next up, we've got Imolga.
Here we go. It's time for Ryan to get fucking mad. We got an electric squirrel.
Yeah, Imolga's great, dude. Like, legitimately. Imolga's
better than
cool
Pachirisu.
Well, that's not true.
I mean, but my thing is Gen 4 is like my favorite gen, so Pachirisu by extension, but in general, I like most of the electric mice quite a lot, so... I mean, I do think Pachirisu is a lot funner to battle with because it gets U-turn, Volt Switch, and like a whole bunch of various flying and weird-ass moves to use, so... It is a little bit more fun, but Pachirisu actually can competitively battle a little bit better than it.
Yeah, also Imolga is in new Pokemon Snap and is adorable. You have to beat it with apples and then it scorches them with electricity.
I have a lot more affection for Gen 5. Like for me, it's like Gen 2 and then Gen 5 because that's like I kind of skipped Gen 4 and Gen 5 was my return to the series. And I've just played so much Gen 5. I love this little guy. So cute.
Yeah, I like Imolga a lot. Imolga's perfect. Like, I
Number
like
one.
Imolga, but yeah, I know, new number one. I would make the argument, but
Hey, Genetics, can you, when we get the new Pokemon games, can you just make a team that's all Pachirisus and then beat Ryan?
I could try. I don't know if it would work, because he would just fucking take a ground type, and then it's like GG, because he's mono electric type too, so he wouldn't be able to have stab bonuses or anything. But yeah, I mean, my team for that game's already pretty decided. It's Staraptor's Gen 4, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, like, it's always going to be pretty much Staraptor, Floatzel, Pachirisu, Infernape, and then, like, 2 random others usually. Like, those are, like, my biggest 4 from that gen.
That's a good team. It's a good team makeup.
Ambipom, Gallade, Abomasnow's pretty good. Like, that gen also updated a bunch of Pokemon to be cool, as part of why it's, like, one of my favorites. Like,
yeah, I hope they made that stuff more easily accessible in the remakes, but who knows?
Frostlass, my favorite 2 Eevee evolutions are in that one. Like, there's just a lot to it that it's like, well, this is my favorite.
No, that's fair. I just don't have a lot of nostalgia for it.
Yeah, I definitely. That was also the first gen where I was like really getting into competitive, because it's the first one that you could take online.
Right.
True. We have lore for Imolga.
They live on treetops and glide using the inside of a cape-like membrane while discharging electricity. The energy made in its cheeks, electric pouches, is stored inside its membrane and released while gliding. It grills berries and bug Pokemon with electric shocks and makes a meal of them. It usually nests in the holes gouged in trees by Picky Peck in Moon.
Oh.
Interesting. Picky Peck.
I mean, I would that grows into a toucan.
Top 50 at least, if not higher.
Well, that would put it above Pachirisu. Let's not be crazy. Pachirisu's at 53
fine.
now.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Because, see, this is one that Ryan's on board with, though. That's the difference.
I think right below Typhlosion at 49.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
Okay, this is science. We can't deny it. Sorry, Tyler. Ampharos just lost to Imolga.
I like Ampharos too, all right? Emolga's cuter.
Ampharos is cool too, yeah. But yeah, as a whole, Emolga's cuter.
All right, Imolga, thank you very much for flying on by. It was a treat having you here. Next up, we've got Gallarian Zapdos.
If we weren't clear, Imolga was number 49. Please write in your hate mail. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Chris. I forgot to mention.
Gallarian Zapdos. I like the shinies for those 3, just being the original skin or whatever for the 3 birds, but I don't know. I'm iffy on forms for Pokemon, and it's not better than the original Zapdos to me, so
I would agree. I still like this. This is like what if Zapdos but Doduo?
Yeah, sort of like that, basically. Like, I like it well enough. It's interesting, and like the way they took it, where they were like, oh, let's make the Gallarian forms for them like a reverse of their perceived triangle, although Articuno's an ice type, so it wasn't a part of the triangle. But
yeah, I do like this a lot. I don't like it as much as base Zapdos, but I think that a lot of that is just nostalgia. Did you guys actually play the DLC? No, I know, Ryan, you have not. Did you play it, Genetics?
Yeah, I've played both of them.
Okay. Yeah, I really liked chasing this thing around the field. It was like the most fun one out of them to catch. The other 2 were really annoying. But chasing this thing around the base game's wild area was a lot of fun.
Until
he got tired. But yeah, he's super fast. Is he just fighting type? Is that?
He's fighting electric. Oh, fighting flying. I thought it was fighting electric. Or no, they changed it. Okay. They didn't change it. It's just, I thought they went with none of them were flying type, and they were all just like their original type plus their new type, which would have been cooler in my eyes than what they did. Especially since he doesn't fly, right?
Yeah, he cannot fly. He just like runs away and then jumps to another continent somehow.
Which I know there's a lot of them that do that, like Blaziken and stuff like that do that. They don't fly, but Blaziken isn't flying, but there's a lot of bird-looking Pokemon that don't fly, so it makes sense at Doduo since Gen 1. But yeah, I don't know. I like it well enough. Do you have Moltres on here, or Galarian Moltres?
We have Galarian.
I know, you put Galarian Articuno way too fucking high, but that's a Pokemon somebody brought, right? Oh, it's a Persona character.
Basically, he looks like a Persona character. That was like one of the earliest episodes. I don't think anybody brought it. It was just a really early episode.
Yeah, and I like that Pokemon a lot, so it's...
I don't like it I don't like these three in general very much. Like, I don't know. They just don't appeal to me that much compared to the originals.
That's fair.
Original Articuno's lame though. About that. Oh, did we have lore?
Let's see. I love Galarian forms because they just have a couple entries to read through. When its feathers rub together, they produce a crackling sound like the zapping of electricity. That's why this Pokemon is called Zapdos. One kick from its powerful legs will pulverize a dump truck. Supposedly, this Pokemon runs through the mountains at over 180 miles an hour.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's another thing. Like, the lore for them is, oh, hey, they're not actually Zapdos, Moltres, and Articuno. People just saw them and decided to call them that. Like, I don't think they're actually, like, because they're supposed to be legendary Pokemon, I don't think they're actually tied into, hey, this is an Articuno that adapted to its situation. Because I think they all have one of those entries where it's like, that's why they call it this. I think. I'm not 100%, but that's the vibe I always got from them, is that... Because, like, why would you make a Galarian form of a legendary when you want to imply that that legendary is just only one, if not only a few of them? Like,
right.
I don't know.
So on the list, I think our lowest of those birds right now is Moltres. Original Moltres at 207.
Which I definitely like it more than that, so...
Well, good, I agree. I like this more than OG Moltres.
I agree.
It's just, yeah,
Does this get past Mega Banette or Bouncer?
I don't think so.
Maybe you could run past him at the speed of sound, but...
Maybe. Like, I don't know, it is my favorite one of those three overall, so... And it's like, he's fine, I like it well enough, and fighting type's one of my favorite types. It's just like, compared to Zapdos, who is like the best one of the original three to me, it's like, he doesn't compare that much.
Yeah, I could go into top 100 personally, but...
Yeah, like, I could see it to some extent. I don't know. It's like, I'd be fine with it. Did you spell Mega Mewtwo wrong?
No, that was intentional.
Oh, okay. I'm like, what the fuck?
There are several intentional misspellings on this list.
Oh, okay.
Or inclusions like Fat Pikachu specifically.
Yeah,
bold and underlined.
OG baby. Where are you looking, Ryan?
Probably not too high up into the 100s. I think you'll be happy to hear, Chris. I think this stays below Beware.
Excellent. Yeah, it can go above Politoed. I'm not a big Politoed stan.
Yeah, I mean, that seems pretty fair for the most part.
All right.
He's gonna write bad things in his
disconnecting right now.
Who is? Who's disconnecting?
You. I was just fucking around.
Oh, okay.
All right. Great job. New number 97, Galarian Zapdos. He has sped right up into the double digits. Hard to do now on this list. It's very full. But you made room. You made your way uptown, walking fast onto our next Pokemon. We've got Swinub.
Finally, a stinker. Am I right? I know it's a Gen 2, Ryan, but it is
a Gen 2.
You have been very explicit, like, oh, Mamoswine's kind of cool, but his moveset sucks 700 or whatever the hell you said about Mamoswine. And this thing is like Mamoswine but lame.
But it's cute. I don't know. I have
hate
it's nostalgic affection. I will be absolutely clear about it. I have nostalgic affection for Swinub because they permeate the last chunk of Gen 2.
Yeah.
But I do think they're adorable.
I mean, Gen 2 is the worst game though.
Whoa.
They have a lot of
Whoa.
legitimately though, go look at it from a game design perspective. Like the level caps and everything are very wonky. There's not a very legitimate area to grind, and then you jump to Kanto and there's still no story. They like tried to go open world, but they didn't really fill it with anything that like felt good. I don't know. Like obviously it's one of the more contentious points, but I do agree with what tends to be the majority that Gen 2 is a good set of Pokemon, but like the map and the way they balanced out the teams and stuff is kind of wonky. Like
the balance is fine up until the last gym.
More or less, but then after that point, they're like,
then it
goes
go
back
play
to being Kanto again.
And then you get to see the world 3 years later. Things have advanced and moved forward. I think it's great. It's the best Pokemon.
Oh, okay.
That's the only opinion allowed on this podcast.
Gen 4 is the best gen, but still, Gen 2 is really good. I think
Gen 2 is okay. It's like once you play Heart Gold and Soul Silver, it's better. But
oh yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, of course the remakes are best, but
what's I don't know. I don't really care on this thing?
For Swinub.
Yeah, Mamoswine made this line actually cool finally.
Cool design wise, but you need TMs to really pull the power out.
I mean, if we're talking about you need TMs, the movesets for every Pokemon Gen 1 and Gen 2 are trash.
I have been on record dozens of times this year, even bitching about Gen 3 and 4 movesets. So
yeah.
Ruby and Sapphire, Swinub roots for food by rubbing its snout against the ground. Its favorite food is a mushroom that grows under the cover of dead grass. This Pokemon occasionally roots out hot springs.
Let's find truffles.
That kind of encompasses a lot of things. Yeah, I mean, it's a pig. They hunt for truffles, right? This is just a furry winter pig.
You know what the problem with this list is? Chris used to use a Sandstorm team. Because like I'm looking up, I'm like, why are they all in the top 100 right now? Basically,
Ryan also loves Hippowdon. Okay,
I mean Hippowdon's okay. Like they're all good Pokemon. It's just like I don't know. I have a hard time believing that every single person was like, yeah, top 100 for those. That makes sense.
We get too many nice people on this podcast. I'm like, I'm feeling top 100, and they're like, okay.
Just look at how happy and cute he is in the Gotta Rank 'Em All channel.
Yeah.
I will not look.
He's got a big smile on his face, his little furry feet flying through the air.
Swinub's okay. He can be like probably at least in the top 200.
Oh my god, that puts him above Mamoswine. That's impossible. Can't do
oh yeah, you're right. Damn it.
No, I don't think it gets above. Where is Mamoswine?
208.
Mamoswine's 209.
209. You're right.
I didn't throw it in the 700s.
You wanted to.
I did not. That seems excessive.
Mamoswine is
Check
cool.
the tape.
Just, like,
Check the tape.
Some moveset issues. He's pretty fun to play in Unite too. So.
Oh yeah, and they did release some.
We don't like that game anymore.
Really? Why not?
Well, I just never got into it aside from playing with friends. MOBAs aren't for me. And Chris.
I started getting too mad at what are probably 10-year-olds.
Well, everybody says that, but I really don't think that's the case, honestly.
I don't care if they're not 10-year-olds. I still got really mad playing that game. I was like, oh yeah, this is why I don't play League of Legends anymore.
Right. I know. I mean, that's why whenever the few times I stream, I don't stream MOBAs generally, because like I'm generally pretty chill, but like I'll be like, now you're supposed to narrate your thoughts as you're streaming, so it's just like this fucking mid laner dude, he did not rotate when I was pinging that I'm getting invaded, and everybody's like, why are you so toxic? It's like, I'm not in the fucking chat telling him that. What do you want me to say right now? My job is to talk to you. My thoughts are here. You're not talking in the chat, so what am I supposed to say? Like,
yeah, fuck you, chat.
No, it's not really. It's not a fuck you chat thing. It's just like I can't, as a streamer or whatever, you can't just sit there and be silent. Like you really can't. So it's like if nothing's happening around you besides what you're playing, you narrate your thoughts, and it would happen the same exact way with Pokemon Unite too, where I'd be like, the amount of Zapdos throws are just stupid.
Yeah.
They're just stupid. Which they did address that a little bit, so it's a little bit better, but you know. Oh, and the skins are too expensive, but you know, whatever.
So, let's compare them to good old Cock and Balls Combuskin.
Better than Combuskin.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
How about Poipole at 226?
It's better than Poipole, I guess.
Okay. Then I run into a favorite of mine at Doublade, and I might stay below Doublade.
That seems good to me.
Yeah, that sounds good.
All right. A new 226 Swinub, adorable, just adorable. Go find some truffles. I would love some truffles right now. My consolation prize for having you on the show. Next on the list, we've got Legion. Is that how we pronounce that?
Well, Ledian? Ledian, I always say.
Ledian?
Ledian?
It's like Lydian. Doesn't that look like a Lydian to you? I don't know.
I always said Ledian.
Yeah, I always said Lydian. I guess my inflection
I think Ledian is what I said as a kid, but I wanted to flow it more as an adult.
I mean, I'm pretty sure it is actually in an episode of the anime, so there probably is an official way to say it, but I mean, it's definitely one of Pokemon I like quite a bit, so
yeah, it's way better than Lediba for sure. Like kind of has like an alien face, or maybe like a Power Ranger face you could see as well. It's got the 4 arms going for it. It's like
that's the main thing. That's the main thing for me. It always just looked like they took the concept of the Sentai and then applied it to a bug type in the game, basically.
Now be careful when you're Googling that. You could go wrong, people.
Yeah. And just don't type an H with it and you should be okay. That's what they're called, right? The Power Ranger genre is Sentai.
That sounds right, but I'm not going to Google.
I'll go Google it right now.
Yeah, how do you feel about this Pokemon, Ryan? I know it's from your favorite gen.
It's just a bit better than fine. It's a decent design, but it's not like it's an exceptionally good Pokemon. I never used a lot of them, but they're fine.
Yeah, I don't think they're exceptionally good, but nothing in Gen 2 is exceptionally good in Gen 2 because
that's one of the other issues though. Like even stat wise, they don't compare that much with the first gen. Like they loaded the gym leaders with first gen Pokemon because the 100 Pokemon they added to the game are just like
weaker.
They're okay
for the most part.
Yeah, but I like Ledian. I think it should have like a Mega or something at this point, but it doesn't, right? I don't think I've ever seen anything.
So,
no.
Like I feel like it should, but
yeah, I can go for a Mega for this,
or just like something, like even just a regional variant or something to try and give it some more usability, like how Surfetch'd actually accomplishes something. And Farfetch'd was always so cool. It's just like, let it accomplish something, please.
Other than learning cuts in yellow.
Yeah.
Like it's not strong. It's not very useful. But in terms of visual design, it is like one of my favorite bug types.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I like it. I think it's definitely one of the better bug types to me overall. Like, do you have Scyther and shit on this list, though?
I do have Scyther. Very high.
Okay. Because I'm saying it's not better than Scyther or Scizor. It's better than the stupid Axe Scizor. Other people disagree. But, like, I feel like the Axe Scizor, or whatever the fuck its name is, should have been a Ledian form. That would have been cooler. I would have been more excited about that. Is Scizor ranked yet?
Mega Scizor.
Mega Scizor is.
Actually, yeah, I don't think Scyther is either. Just Mega Scizor. Sick.
Well, I mean, he's at 24, so he's
Yeah, we're
pretty
not
much
going that high.
where. Oh yeah, I know. I'm just saying he's pretty much where he should be. Is up top there.
Did we have lore for Lydian?
Oh, definitely. Let's see here. Where was the ones I was looking at? It is said that in lands with clean air, where the stars fill the sky, there live Ledian in countless numbers. There is a good reason for this. The Pokemon uses the light of the stars as its energy. In battle, it throws punches with all four arms. The power of each individual blow is piddly, so it aims to win by quantity rather than quality.
Like a boxer.
Just like that they, just like that they use the word piddly in a Pokédex entry.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is if a Lydian got swole, it'd be OP. But then that's the Mega. It just has like muscles.
Basically.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they could do some cool stuff with it for sure.
You guys have all seen those Pokemon mixer pictures online where they, people like combine two Pokemon.
Yeah.
Ledian combined with Machamp, please. Somebody on the internet, please. It's just asking to be done.
Oh, you already have Frostlass on here. That was one of the Pokemon I was considering.
Yeah. So where do we put it? I think top 200 personally.
Where do we have the UFO
for.
Ladybug?
It's in top 100.
Just below 100, I think now.
Well, you have the Gigantamax one. Gigantamax Orbeetle.
Yeah, at 102.
Do we have non-Gigantamax Orbeetle on this list?
I think you guys rated him less, or whenever you talked about Orbeetle, was that the show I was on actually?
Maybe.
I feel like because I haven't watched all of the episodes or like a crap ton of them.
No,
Gasp! Right? No, I watch them every now and then when the notification pops up. But I remember hearing somebody talk about it at some point. I don't know if you were talking about it because you were talking about Gigantamax or what.
Yeah, we don't have original Orbeetle.
Okay.
Gigantamax.
Okay.
Because it's better than Gigantamax Orbeetle for me saves Orbeetle as a concept overall. Like, I don't know. Because it finalizes its concept more so than just you looking at it, you're like, what is going on here? But so if we had Orbeetle on here, it'd be easier to dictate where it should be. Like, I'm looking at the list and I'm just like seeing so much stuff that it's like, no, it's not better than that.
Yeah, it's not better than Gligar at 156, I don't think.
I mean, that's basically around where I started looking. I was like, it's not better than Staraptor. It's not better than even Donphan or Buffalot.
I kept scrolling down. I'm down, but I mean, you said top 200s. 200 is Rhydon. This is better than Rhydon.
Yes.
Machoke.
Yeah.
Because I was stopping pretty quick, honestly, from there. I don't know that I got past the 190s.
Yeah, I think it's below Mega Absol.
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds fair.
I think that's fair. Yeah. New 199. Just breaking that top 200 for the 5-star Pokemon. Thank you very much, Ledian, for coming on the show. But we've got more contestants to rank. Next up, we've got Gotharita, the Manipulate Pokemon.
Oh, miss me with that shit. Come on.
Gotharita is the second one or the first one?
This is the second stage, I believe. Yeah.
The middle, yeah.
This is just like a little diva girl, and she's the manipulated Pokemon. I don't need that. I don't need that in my life.
Yeah.
I was watching somebody talk about middle Pokemon syndrome.
Yeah.
And it's like, they feel like that. Like, same with like, well, no, Curlia feels a little bit more to me, like more of an identity to me, but like, it just feels kind of like they knew the final step and they knew the beginning step they wanted, and then they're like, we just need like a halfway ground between those two. Like, I don't know. Yeah. I can't even remember. Like, I kind of remember what she looks like, but every time I think of that series, it's just the first one and the third one. Like, she's like,
this
okay, I don't know.
Gotta be one of the laziest shinies. It's up there. Just
is it like as Different
Just
eye
has
color?
different eye color. Yeah, from blue to red
Oh.
eyes. That's it.
That is pretty bad, yeah.
Oh, I guess the face is slightly pinker.
Hmm.
Barely.
I was gonna say, because like Leafeon and Glaceon have two of the worst too. So like those ones annoy me. Anytime I get a shiny Eevee, I'm like, oh, Glaceon or Leafeon or what I'm gonna do, and then I'm like, no, I can't. They look so bad. Like that's a waste of a shiny.
I don't even know what their shinies look like off the top of my head.
They're just like slightly lighter color, basically. Like,
do we have
you're
lore
better off.
for Gotharita?
We definitely do. They use hypnosis to control people and Pokemon. Tales of Gotharita leading people astray are told in every corner. It's said that when the stars shine in the night sky, this Pokemon will spirit away sleeping children. Some call it the Witch of Punishment.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
It's kind of like Drifloon.
Yeah. And this came later, so unoriginal.
I mean, it's more original. It's more of like the cityscape or something. But Drifloon's fucking hilarious, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want an
Just likes
R-rated
heavy
freaking
children.
horror Pokemon game so bad, dude. Like, I'm not even kidding.
I think we were literally talking about that last week.
That would be good.
They just have some concepts that like, who the fuck came up with that? Like, even just Zorua and Zoroark's Hisuian forms, they're like, what if people pushed them out because they're tricksters and then they died in the snow? Wouldn't that be funny? You're like, I guess.
What if a million fish died while swimming upstream and then they formed one
and then
big
one
fish?
absorbed all the souls of the other fish? You're like, Jesus Christ, okay.
What if looking at this Pokemon literally killed you, so it wore a freaking rag that looks like Pikachu? This Mimikyu?
Yeah, Mimikyu. Yeah. I don't even know what happened to my figures. I was like gonna show some figures that I had, but because we got this like advent calendar or whatever, and it had like Mimikyu as one of them. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
But I can't even find them. Like 4 or 5 of them had Halloween stuff on them, and Mimikyu was one of them. Because why wouldn't they be?
Yeah. So for ranking Gotharita, Kirlia's on the list at 420. Blaze it. I have to say below Kirlia.
I also say below. This is very much just a dark Kirlia, and I think Kirlia does the psychic thing better than Gotharita does the dark thing.
Yeah.
I'm looking at like Meditite and Shuppet at 460, 459. I'd probably go below.
Yeah, I'm still scrolling down. I mean, if we're going this low, we're probably going to call for Goodra and Hoopa, right?
Oh, yeah. Come on. Below Goodra and Hoopra. You want to weigh in on the Goodra, Hoopa? Oh, yeah. We were talking about like endgame dragons earlier, too. Goodra, you like that one or no? Genetics.
Yeah, Goodra's fine. Like, it's still not like comparable to most of the other dragons that you iconically think of, like Kingdra, Salamence, Dragonite, all that stuff. But it feels like Dragonite to me, where it's just like it's cute and friendly looking. It's cool. Like,
yeah, it's very cool.
So I would definitely throw it up higher personally, but
yeah,
I like
everybody
Hoopa overall
except for
too,
Ryan.
though.
Yeah, I like Hoopa a lot.
Hoopa's cool. Like Hoopa's literally
Unbound.
like somebody like fucking played Portal 2 and they're like, what if that was a Pokemon? And you're like, that sounds cool. Like, have you seen the movie? Like him throwing the little hoops and like transporting people around and shit. It's pretty cool. And like the whole Pokemon Go event for like legendaries popping up everywhere and shit was Hoopa was just being a little piece of shit and transporting like legendary Pokemon into Pokemon Go. He's just like making portals everywhere and shit. He's like Mew on drugs.
Yeah, like Hoopa's got 2 forms. One of them looks like a Sonic character, like a good Sonic character, and the other one looks like a fucking deity, and it's awesome.
I know, I like Hoopa personally. So definitely below Hoopa.
You know where this character would fit in, this Pokemon, with our troupe of sitcom actors, the Simmies.
The what?
The Simipour, Simisear, and Simisage. Have you looked at them? They look like they're trying to be a sitcom like trio.
Oh yeah, like I don't like them very much because like they released them in the gen right after fucking Infernape. I'm like, nothing's gonna compare with Infernape. What are you guys trying to do? I did like the concept of giving you another starter choice basically in Gen 5. Because they let you choose one of those along with your starter, which was cool.
Do they let you choose or do they give you, because in Gen 5
I think they give you the one that's
yeah,
opposite from your type. So
right, because the first gym automatically picks what is strong against your type, so they want to give you something that's strong against that.
Well, yeah, okay, that's the dynamic. But I still liked that whole dynamic where your starter choice like leaned into other things going on.
Yeah, I think
so where are they at on the list though?
508, 509, and 510. I might go just a little bit above them, maybe above Bounsweet, Weedle, below Seadra.
Below Seadra, for sure.
I think that's good. Above Jumpluff and below Seadra. I like that. A new 503 Gotharita. I guess you were goth for a reason. You knew you weren't going to do well on our list, and you've just not been able to recover ever since you found out. Next up, we've got Slurpuff.
Like Slurpuff. I've used it competitively several times, but it's not like the greatest, but if you really want a fairy type that can tank and do some things, it's solid enough.
He's very goofy looking.
Like it's kind of goofy looking. Like it is just kind of fun. Like that's the main thing about him. Like I don't think they're amazing or anything, but they're kind of like even Aromatisse and like Chandelure and stuff like that. It's just like a funny, goofy concept, you know? Like, just what if we made a cupcake?
Now, Aromatisse
I may be wrong,
is quite low, I will say.
But I think this is the first time I've seen an exclamation mark in a Pokedex entry.
Really?
Its sense of smell is 100 million times better than a human's, so even the faintest scent tells it about everything in the area. It's like it can see with its nose.
Oh my gosh. That's so funny. Who the fuck wrote that one? Because like typically they don't do that. Like typically they're just like it's like it can.
It sounds
see
like
with
a
its
textbook,
nose.
yeah. Usually.
I mean, I like them well enough. They're cool enough. Like they're not. What was the recent one? What's the recent one that like literally is just a birthday cake though?
Oh, Alchemy.
Yeah,
that one's better than this one. I like Alchemy personally.
We didn't like Alchemy. No, we have Alchemy on the list.
Yeah, 562.
Oh, okay. So
literally like 9 spots from the bottom.
I think the Gigantamax fared a little better.
Yeah,
that's the main one I'm thinking about. Is the Gigantamax?
That is the one that's actually a giant cake. I don't remember where that one is.
352.
See, okay. I mean,
and we were just told that it shoots 1,000 kilocalorie missiles.
Yes, it's very silly.
Yeah.
I would just put it honestly right below Alchemy.
Now we've got Swirlix just a few spots below that.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
And
I like it more than Swirlix personally.
Okay, all right.
Just because Swirlix falls into that same design philosophy as like the grass and bugs for me, where it's just like it's just a ball. Like, I mean, I could see making the argument for it going lower because it's not as cute as Swirlix is.
Now, Ryan, Swirlix is at 568. We were looking at Gigantamax Alchemy, comparing it at 352.
No, we're not, sir.
We do. You were trying to trick genetics.
Oh, okay. I mean, I do like it well enough. Like, it's a fine Pokemon. Like, it's not one that I hate.
These food fairies.
I'm okay with putting it up in the 350s. I'd probably go below Chimecho, below Palkia, below Kyurem.
Just starts listing the whole fucking list until he gets to 500.
Yeah, this is offensive. Lower than that. Below Gorobis at 403.
Oh, not below Gorbis. Let's put him higher. Can't go below Gorbis.
I'd
You
rather.
hate that thing.
I know.
What do you hate about this?
I really don't like the idea of a sticky Pokemon. This goes back to Gudra. This is a Pokemon made of sugar and air. It's just gonna be sticky.
There are worse problems.
Are there?
I would say so.
Shame on you, Ryan.
Mm.
Well, Ryan, you're outnumbered here, so I don't know what to tell you, man.
I mean, I could agree with any of the spots as far as that goes, really. Like,
Let's meet somewhere in the middle, the 400.
Okay.
That's why I threw the bone with Gorobis.
Above Gorbis. Yes, I agree.
Okay,
403.
that sounds fair.
I'll live.
It's an arbitrary list. Shut the fuck
up. All right, new 403 Slurpuff. You're lucky to guess like you.
He's so excited about it.
Next up, we've got Alolan Grimer.
I don't care about him.
It's like, what if Grimer, but better colors? I don't know about better, but more color. And also dorky buck teeth.
And then the shiny version of it is just Grimer. Which I
Really?
did say I like on the Gallarian, the other Gallarians.
Oh my goodness.
Which I do like that as a concept, but it's just like Grimer and Muck don't have much going on for them in particular, really. So
to be fair, Grimer shiny is just Alolan Grimer.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. That like I found shinies of both of them in fucking Pokemon Go, like very close to each other randomly as all hell, and I was like, what the fuck is going on? Like, I'm so fucking confused. Like, the fact that they just took the shiny from Grimer and they're like, what if this was an Alolan form? Like, what? I don't understand.
Yeah.
Like, they're okay. But, like, also, random side note, Grimer is one of the key Pokemon that makes me tell people to shut the fuck up when they're like, they don't know what they're designing in Pokemon anymore. It's like, have you seen Voltorb or Grimer or Magneton even? Like, have you seen any of those guys? Like, they've always had, it's like the same basic design as it's always been. Like, please. And they always talk specifically about Garbodor. I was like, that's a little bit more inspired than Muck. Like, at least they tried something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of Voltorb, that's around where I'm probably looking for this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Yeah, I mean, that's basically close to where I was looking, so.
It's at 545, Voltorb. And let's just go for 546.
Like, does it even have any good Pokédex entries?
I wouldn't even read those.
It is helping the environment. We're brought to Alola to solve the garbage problem. Grimer seems to relish any and all kinds of trash. But the crystals that grow on Grimer's body are lumps of toxins. If one falls out, lethal poisons leak out. So there needs to be a cleanup crew around them, but they are getting rid of trash.
Why can't you just use the cleanup crew to get rid of the trash?
I don't work in government. I can't answer that. I don't work in a Alolan Pokemon government.
They're creating jobs here. Come on.
for poor Grimers. 546 is perfectly good for Alolan Grimer. And you know what? He's not even going to be that upset about it. He's just going to go eat some trash.
He's probably going to go eat himself because he's trash.
Oh,
got him.
I'm just kidding. He's okay. He's just fine. Like,
yeah. Next on the list, we've got Dottler.
Dottler.
Oh, yeah. I don't even know that I really remember.
This might be the most interesting middle bug stage because it still has its legs.
Kind of looks like Dr. Eggman.
It does. Or a Dr. Eggman robot.
I mean, to me, it looks like if Pokemon were to be Mario, this would just be a Goomba.
But it's not a mushroom. Goombas are mushrooms.
Are they, though?
Yeah, the Mushroom Kingdom.
I guess. I don't
Princess
know.
Toadstool.
Sure.
It was Princess Toadstool before it was Princess Peach.
We do not need to get into Mario lore here. Okay? We've got
different
enough
podcast
problems here.
I don't know. I'm not particularly keen on it. It's like okay.
So we've got some damning evidence here in the Sword Pokedex entry. It barely moves, but it's still alive. Hiding in its shell without food or water seems to have awakened its psychic powers.
Oh, I think I read that one before. I was like, what the fuck? It's like literally just, they're like, what if Metapod, but psychic?
All right. I mean, we're looking in nose pass territory now.
Yeah. With the whole it barely moves thing. At least this is better than nose pass because it can point more directions than north, I guess.
Sure. I think I can agree with that. And it has psychic powers, so, you know, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I might go above Tangrowth. And maybe that's it.
Yeah, that's probably it. Do you have Roserade on the list yet?
I think so. Or maybe we just have Roselia.
Maybe
I saw Badoo, but like Roselia I always thought was like okay, and then they made Roserade. I was like, this line is coming together.
Yeah, Roserade's good.
Roserade's cool.
Yeah,
like even the episode it's in. The episode it's in, it's like a fucking mask thief type nonsense or whatever.
Oh, that's cool. It's
pretty cool. Or it was that, or it was like a superhero. Regardless, it was like jumping off of roofs, just doing like cool ass shit or something.
Yeah. All right, Dotler, a new 549. Not surprising, since you don't move very much. You're not gonna get a lot of mobility up this list. Next up, we've got Amarura.
That one, I'm not even sure on what the fuck it is at all.
It's the like plussy, but the little one.
It's the little Aurorus.
Plussy
from Pokemon from Mario. It's like a Loch Ness monster, but the little baby one.
It's very cute.
It is adorable, and we are big stands here, if I remember correctly, for the evolution.
Yeah, Aurorus got pretty high up the list. Top 100s, I think, at this point, probably.
I didn't even know how to spell it. I spelt it a specific way. I was like, Amor Pokemon, and it turns out Amor shipping is the belief that Serena and Ash belong in a romantic relationship. I was like, okay. I really don't remember what the heck this is.
It is Amaura.
Amara. Oh, this thing. Okay. Yeah, I don't like it well enough.
Auroros is sitting at 90.
Yeah, I don't think it's as good as Aurora.
No, I don't think so.
I mean, I definitely like it quite a bit. I just could not remember the name. It's not as cool as Tyrant, though.
That is true, for sure. Not as good as Tyrant or what's Tyrantrum? Tyrantrum we have here.
Tyrantrum,
yeah. It's still Ice Rock type, right? Which is a terrible typing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's very unfortunate.
Yeah. Where's some more fossils in here? Well, read some lore while we look for some fossils.
Let's see. This ancient Pokemon was restored from part of its body that had been frozen in ice for over 100 million years, right? It is a fossil Pokemon. This calm Pokemon lived in a land where there were no violent predators like Tyrantrum. I also like it lived in cold areas in ancient times. It's said that when Amora whinnies, auroras appear in the night sky.
Oh, that's cool.
That's beautiful.
So beautiful.
It's not expected to live long because of the heat of the current environment, Ultramoon. Well, that's just unfortunate.
Oh no.
Wait, what?
It's dying from global warming.
Aw. That's depressing.
I'm having trouble finding more fossils. We've got Arkin at 369. I feel like it's way above Arkin.
Yeah, I want to throw out a Swinub comparison. I think this is cuter than Swinub.
Definitely better than Swinub.
Definitely better than Swinub.
Swinub's at 227. I think better than Calyrex at 217.
Sure.
I can see that.
Y'all can stop me if I'm crazy. You know.
No, I don't think it's crazy. I mean, I would definitely go pretty high with it overall.
Definitely below Mamoswine, though, I think, at 210.
I think that's fair. Which one's Tapu Coco?
Is that like the main one, right?
Tapu Coco. I think that is like that's
that's the yellow and orange one. Yeah. Maybe below Tapu Coco, but above Bagon.
I'd go above Tapu Coco, so it's up to you, Genetix.
I'd probably go below Tapu Coco personally.
Okay. I hope you can live with that one spot difference, Chris.
This was a Telltale game. Let's say Chris will remember that.
Amora, thank you very much. This was gorgeous. Can we get a Winnie? No? Okay. Next up, we've got Execute. I love this name.
Great name.
It's a bunch of cute eggs, and they're also going to execute you. It's a good name.
Is a very good name. I like that one of them is fucking dead.
Are they?
I don't know. It's like cracked open and brain is showing.
And the other one in back is like definitely took a little too much damage. It's got an egg concussion back there, you know, with the half glazed eyes, looking like he's stoned.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
I like Execute.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's a fun design.
Like, it's cool overall. Like, because I mean, rather than just, hey, what if we made a bunch of eggs as a Pokemon? They at least like gave them all different expressions, and some of them are like cracked open, and one of them's like got a crack in it, and it actually looks varied. Unlike you look at like Magneton, that's just what if a bunch of balls and magnets, and it's like 3 Magnemites just thrown together, basically. Like, it actually looks more of a like good concept, at least.
This has some interesting Pokédex entries as well. This Pokemon consists of 6 eggs that form a closely knit cluster. The 6 eggs attract each other and spin around. When cracks increasingly appear on the eggs, Execute is close to evolution. 6 of them together form a full-fledged Pokemon. It's often hunted by Crabrawler, but it uses Psychokinesis to drive it off. There must be 6 heads for it to maintain a balance, as they're always spinning around each other. They communicate with each other via telepathy and can quickly regather if separated. The shell is very durable. Even if it cracks, it can survive without spilling the contents.
Interesting.
I like it.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good Pokemon overall.
So, first thing I went to is Alolan Executor. Mr. Palm Tree. Well known. Me, not a big fan of Alolan Executor. I think it's pretty stupid. So I'm happy.
I like it. It's fucking hilarious. So stupidly funny.
I love Alolan Executor.
Yeah.
I think this goes a couple spots below that at least. I'm sorry, Chris. But I'm not sorry.
So like 700, is that what you're thinking then?
No, we're not even in the 700s yet.
Oh, we can just put right 700 on here. That's possible.
What if we put it at -1?
The only Pokemon that gets to break this list is Missingno.
I mean, there's this mortal enemy, Crabrawler, at 197.
Oh, we got to put it above Crabrawler.
But then Crabrawler is gonna fucking murder it to get its spot back.
No, they're gonna have all these bouncers in between because it's going. I was looking about 20 spots higher than that. I wasn't going too far below Alolan Executor.
You're insane. Insane. Look, I wanted above Alolan Exeggutor because Alolan Exeggutor is dumb. But without that, it's like, this is like a 300, a 400 to me. It's fine.
It's an arbitrary list. Shut the fuck up.
I think you're the one that's insane, Chris.
I'm just kidding, though. Oh, wait. Okay, it's definitely lower than Floatzel. Fuck you.
I wasn't saying above Floatzel.
Okay, good. We're fine then. Yeah, I mean, somewhere around there seems fine to me. Probably like, it's not better than Pangoro or Poochyena.
No, it's a little bit.
Or Aggron. It's possibly better than Frogadier and Gibble. Yeah, I don't know. I could go there.
I could stop around there, but then I saw Torchic and Froakie just below that. And I do think below that at least.
Below Luxray.
Yeah, I think I want to stop between Mudsdale and Komodo.
Yeah, that's what I was looking between Inkay and Mudsdale. Yeah,
I like Mudsdale a lot.
Sounds fair. Oh, okay.
All right.
So yeah, just go with the spot you were looking at. Go quickly,
I think it's
because then I'm
going to get out of
like,
Chris.
Below combo,
right? Oh my god.
No, between Mudsdale and Como.
Right, below Como. I got it.
right. Below Oshawott, right. Oh, you said below. Right. Oh wait, you said below Darumaka. My bad.
Oh yeah, you're putting above fire turds. This thing.
That's right. Yeah. Who doesn't like great eggs for breakfast?
Who doesn't like fire turds warm in their pockets?
I live in a cold climate and I don't want fire turds in my pocket.
Excuse you?
Execute, do 184. Thank you very much. Great job. All 6 of you. You're doing great in life. Keep it up. Next up, we've got Meryl.
Meryl's top 100.
Meryl's great. Iconic. What did people used to call it? Like people discovered it before the games were actually out. They called it like Bluichu or something like that.
Oh yeah.
Bluichu.
It was like one of those one of the earliest leaks of all time or some shit. Or no, you're talking about Tracy having it and like one other fucking Johto Pokemon, and they're like, we don't even know what Johto is.
Yeah. Yeah, but people claimed that they got Bluichu or whatever they were calling it in Pokemon Yellow, which was not true, obviously. But
I don't know. Yeah. I mean, I know I've heard some stuff about that, like he was one of the leaked ones or something like that. But
yeah, and then obviously he was in the Orange Island saga with Tracy. He's just freaking adorable. And he's a water type, cool. And water's the best type, so...
It's water fairy now.
And he evolves into a Pokemon that will legitimately fucking make you have nightmares. If you play competitive, that is. Like, if you don't have an Azumarill answer, there's always very solid potential it just wipes your whole fucking team, and now you're sad.
That's cool.
Yes, I knew that Pokemon was good in competitive. I just didn't realize it was that good.
I mean, I think it is usually more towards like the UU side, not like OU, but you can take it into OU and still potentially do solid, especially once they gave it especially once they gave it the fairy typing. Like a fairy type with fucking huge power is just no. Aqua Jet's just hitting for just way too much damage.
Yeah, a cool fairy type. They're few and far between, I think. So I like it.
I mean, Gardevoir.
Yeah, I mean, there are some. Just a lot of them are not.
Sylveon.
Mega Banette's gonna just melt when this guy walks up to the club, and he's gonna let him in.
That's true.
Yeah. It's getting past Lipard. 93.
Yeah, I mean, this guy's probably sitting up next to like... Well, we're already above War Turtle.
Mudkip?
Yeah, I think it's in that territory.
74?
Maybe right below.
Yep.
I honestly was looking at between Imolga and Ampharos.
Wow.
Wow.
Wait,
I mean, it could be below Gliscor though. Like that would make sense.
where's Squirtle? Can't go above Squirtle. I gotta make sure that
Higher. Pretty sure Squirtle's higher than that.
At
I see
80.
Blastoise.
Oh my
shit.
god. What have we done, Chris? We need to start this podcast over.
What have we done? Right below Squirtle. Above Scrafty.
Yeah. Yeah, no, Squirtle's better than Meryl. I'm sorry, Meryl. You're very cute, but
I don't know. Meryl's better than Squirtle.
Oh my god.
Chris,
Move
you
on,
related
move on,
to this
move
man?
on, move on.
All right, thank you very much, Meryl. You're adorable. Keep being you. Next on the list, we've got Burmy,
Burmese trash, dude.
the bagworm Pokemon.
Yeah.
Like,
Comes in 3 different forms. They're all dumb looking.
Wait, do you have the names of these forms, Chris? Do you know these?
It's like leaf, rock, and trash. Or
sand, or
Sand and
maybe
trash.
trash.
Plant, sandy, and trash. They
Literal
literally call
trash.
one of these Pokemon trash.
It is.
Lore.
To shelter itself from cold, wintry winds, it covers itself with a cloak made of twigs and leaves. If its cloak is broken in battle, it quickly remakes the cloak with materials nearby. Even if it is born where there are no cocooning materials, it somehow always ends up with a cloak.
Hmm.
That's how you get a trash Burmy.
Oh yeah, that's probably it.
Yeah, that is all of the Pokedex entries just repeated. They take those 3 and repeat them. Yeah, you get trash if you last battled in a building, sand if you last battled in a cave, beach, or snowstorm, or plant if you last battled in tall grass or encountered on a honey tree.
Which, I mean, yeah, he's just kind of stupid. Like the only thing that I like about him is that he evolves into Mothim if he's a boy. So, and Mothim's just like your standard okay Pokemon for bug types, really, in my opinion. It's like not great, but it's like okay, whatever. So I don't know. Burmy is definitely way low on the list.
Yeah,
we've got Mothim pretty low.
I'm looking at Spupa territory here, 570. Maybe one above Spupa. Best case scenario for me.
No, I think I'd go below Spupa.
Really? Below Spupa? Okay. Worse than a literal, like, nothing is what we basically established that Pokemon was.
They decided to design at least 1/3 of this Pokemon and call it trash. Game Freak knew what they were doing.
Yeah, but Garbodor's trash. He's kind of cool.
But he owns it. Like, all of his embodiment and being is trash. There was just like like we know what we're doing here. 1/3 of this we're gonna call trash, but it's all trash. This is tongue-in-cheek trash where Garbodor is like up front, chest out, proud trash.
Exactly.
All right, fair enough. 571.
571.
Yeah, that sounds perfect for Burmy. You know what you've done, Burmy. Next on the list, we've got Sinistea.
Sinistee is great. I like Sinistea.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I just like the concept a lot. Like, just it's cool. Is it the middle one, right?
I think it's only 2 stages. It's the first one.
Yeah.
Oh, it's only 2. I thought it was 3. I thought it was like a cup into like something into something else. But I
cup
guess
into teapot, right? And the teapot can have the little like antique marker depending on what you use to evolve Sinistea.
This one also has a phony and antique form, although I don't know where they'd put that authenticity marker.
Oh, I may have to
maybe like on the bottom little edge of the cup,
which is another little cool thing to add into it, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, and like I like when they add stuff like that, and it's not like, I don't think it actually alters how the Pokemon does it all. It just like slightly alters its look, right?
Yeah, and it's not even like visible 99% of the time.
It's not even like super visible, yeah.
On the
from the back,
like underneath.
on the underside of the lip, yeah, is a little tiny little mark of authenticity.
Yeah, put that in. Put that in Gotta Rank 'Em All channel. I'll put it on the podcast later.
Got you.
Lore.
Well, hey, one thing at a time, Chris.
We need all the things right now, Ryan. You are the host, sir.
This Pokemon is said to have been born when a lonely spirit possessed a cold leftover cup of tea. See?
That's cool.
Lonely spirit.
Accurate.
I like that the handle is like, you can see it's broken on the side, and the handle is like some of its tea coming around and connecting with the bottom of its broken handle. That's super cool.
Oh, yeah, I didn't even notice that.
Yeah.
I just, like, this Pokemon just makes me think of Felicia a lot of the time because she's so into, like, gothic stuff and tea. And I was like, this is literally just, actually, it's probably, like, plenty of females, but this is, like, just female, the Pokemon. Gothic stuff and tea.
Okay, yeah, I'm now realizing that part of the tea that's coming out is a hand and the little pinky sticking up, like you're drinking fancy. It's so good. Okay, this Pokemon's flying really up the list.
It's definitely a really cool line.
We've got Poltegeist on here.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Pretty high because we were fans.
276. Honestly, the pinky sticking up, this is better.
I can see it.
Oh, its phony form and antique form actually have different entries.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like for Sword, it's this Pokemon is said to have been born from a lonely spirit, but then in the other one it says the swirl pattern in this Pokemon's body is its weakness. If it gets stirred, the swirl loses its shape and the Sinistea gets dizzy.
Oh.
So it sounds like the forgeries are the spirits that took over a teacup, but then the other ones are like legitimate ghost tea or something. Like
spiritual tea.
It's like it's a cool, wacky concept, honestly. It's like got all these Alice in Wonderland type vibes and shit going on. It's just like cool. So I like it.
Yeah. I'm looking like right below Aegislash at 143.
You knew where to stop. You knew where to stop. But I'm not mad at it.
I mean, that seems fair enough. I don't really know how much higher I would actually go. Like, this sounds pretty solid overall.
Yeah, because I mean, the next ghost type past that is Drifloon, and
yeah,
can't do that. I don't think. Yeah, no, I agree with right below Aegislash. I think that's perfect. A new 144 for Sinistea. Way to have one tiny little detail just make a Pokemon.
Yeah.
Good job, Game Freak. Next up, the name I've been terrified of trying to pronounce all night. We've got Piukumuku. Piukumuku.
So this art does not do it justice because a big old like human hand comes out of that mouth.
Holy
it's really
shit.
Weird.
Yeah.
I see that just scrolling down a little bit, and my god.
Yeah, the first time I saw that, I did not know that either until New Pokemon Snap. Like, I threw an apple, and they just, like, reached out and grabbed it. I was like, what the hell is this thing? It's Lovecraftian.
Yeah. I think when you see it in the game in battle, it looks and does stuff like that, too. Piukumuku.
Throw that and gotta rank them all. Good God. That's its move in Ultimate. You can summon it from a Pokeball, and it just
it grabs you
a
and, like,
giant fist. Yeah. Terrifying. It then waves goodbye before it leaves.
I know, it's freaking hilarious. The evolution concepts people are coming up for it. I don't know if it's gonna.
It popped in. Oh my gosh! Just a bunch of them like merged,
like grabbing onto each other. Like what the fuck? Like there's some weird ones on here.
Yeah, I mean I like this thing. Like without the hand thing, this is a 0. But with the hand, it's like this weird horror monster in Pokemon.
Yeah. Pretty much.
I love the sword Pokedex entry. It lives in warm, shallow waters. If it encounters a foe, it will spit out its internal organs as a means to punch them.
Yeah, so its hand is literally like its internal organs or something, I'm pretty sure.
So disturbing and awesome. That's like
That's
some legit Lovecraft shit. You could see this thing in Bloodborne and it would be totally in place.
I think it is in Bloodborne, actually.
Oh.
Its entire body is covered in its own slime. If you accidentally step on one, you'll slip and it will get mad and smack you. It has an exclamation point on it.
Yeah, we've got some more exclamation points in here. There's one that's, how convenient. These Pokemon line the beaches. Sticky mucus that covers their body can be used to soothe sunburned skin.
How convenient.
Huh.
So stupid.
Rub some mucus on yourself. How convenient. Man, where are we looking? Say top 200, at least.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not in the club though. I don't know.
Cursula.
Ooh, that's a good comparison.
188.
I think I like Cursula better actually.
If we're going below Cursula, can we get below Rockruff?
I think so. I think we should go below Luxio, below Braixen. Maybe above Sandile.
Oh shit, I love me some Sandile.
Yeah, Sandile's pretty cool.
Mr. Rhyme's also really cool. Above Prinplup though. Come on, what are we doing here?
Okay, all right. Yeah, I'm good with that.
Yeah, that sounds good.
All right, a new 197 Piukumuku, please change your name. That's all I'm asking. Next on the list, we've got...
You're
It's
fine.
because it pukes, man. Come on.
Yeah, but I don't want to have to say that. Next, we've got Litten.
Litten. Oh, that's another one that I have a figure for from that box or whatever. Litten's cool. I like it well enough.
Yeah.
It's like not as cool as Incineroar itself, but
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Like that. This definitely has some of that middle stage syndrome, but
Litten's the first one, I thought.
It's the first form.
Oh.
Yeah, Torracat.
Oh yeah, we've already done Torracat. That's right.
I think this is better than Torracat, but worse than
yeah, for
Incineroar.
sure.
Yeah, that's basically what I was getting at.
So that puts it between like what 438 and
46.
46.
Perfect range to start with.
Okay.
I like a couple of Pokedex entries here. Ultra Moon, its coat regrows twice a year. When the time comes, Litten sets its own body on fire and burns away the old fur. And in Sword, it spends even the smallest amount of downtime grooming its fur with its tongue. Loose fur gathers in its stomach and serves as fuel for fiery moves, so you don't have to worry about hairballs.
Well, that's cool.
Sounds like a pretty good cat, except when it like has to set its fur on fire while it's laying on your bed.
Yeah, that is definitely a cat thing, though. I'm not going to get up from here.
I mean, I like Litten. It's like the better one of the three as far as the early stages go.
Yeah, where was Torchic? That was pretty high, right?
181.
It's higher than Torchic for me.
Okay, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. Yeah.
What else do we have in here?
Let's see.
Flareon at 145.
That's pretty comparable.
Yeah, probably better than Flareon for me, honestly. But then we run to Sinistea. Sinistea's, I mean, the pinky. Perfect.
I have to start keeping a tally now of how many times we're going to hear the pinky in the rest of the recordings of this podcast. We're up to 2.
You should just keep that picture like off to the side to show to guests because they're going to need it.
Oh, there's Flareon.
I could go for between Sinistea and Flareon.
Yeah, it sounds fair to me.
All right, a new 145 Litten. Great job. You're adorable. But it says your coat sheds twice a year. Is that on a regular schedule? Because we'll just leave you outside for a few days. Make sure you come back bald.
One would hope so.
Please. Next up, we've got Sunflora. Plants vs. Zombies doing it for you, guys?
Yeah, I mean, it is pretty much just the sunflower from Sun.
Yeah, it's a sunflower.
I don't care for it too much, honestly. Like, especially since it came out the same gen as Bellossom. It's like, Bellossom to this day is still one of the cooler grass types. Like, I don't see how Sunflora compares. Like, it's okay. It's not bad by any means. It's just not great.
Yeah, I mean, we've got most of the, like, just generic flower Pokemon pretty low, like in the 400s or something. I gotta find them, but I think it belongs with those. It's not like... There's nothing that stands out about it. It's just a sunflower with a face.
It's just kind of there, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember any of the names of these Pokemon that we've ranked that are stupid flowers.
Is Flabebe the...
Yeah, that's like the... no, that's the one that evolves into...
Sunkern is this one's first evolution.
Yeah.
He was probably looking at the list. Flabebe's on there somewhere, I think, right?
436, yeah. Yeah, and there's Weepin' Bell, there's Petalil near there. I might go above Weepin' Bell.
Just to throw it out there, that's above Goodra.
That's unfortunate, but that's not Goodra's fault.
All right.
Do you have Lilligant on the list yet?
I don't think we have that one either now. That's one of the better flower ones.
Yeah, it's like, for me, it's like Lilligant, Roserade, and Bellossom. I like some of the better flowery ones.
I think that's up in the 200 somewhere, right? 301.
Yeah.
It was probably 200 something.
It was probably, yeah. That's what I was just about to say. It was probably like one of the earlier episodes and then just slowly got pushed down.
Has slipped with time.
Yep.
Like a lot of Pokemon.
Okay.
Yeah, I think between Weepin' Bell and Flabebe is probably right.
Yeah, that sounds right to me.
Okay.
But there's a few Pokemon in the middle, so.
Torracat, worse, right? This is worse. I think.
Yeah.
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 Okay, so Grumpig. I mean, Grumpig's stupid. What are we even doing here?
Yeah, Grumpig's like, whatever.
Yeah, it could go above Grumpig. Yeah, that's fine. All right, Sunflora, a new 440. Just go find the sun. We don't even need to read your Pokedex entries, because guess what? It just says they look for the sun. They're always pointing at the sun because they use the sun for energy. Surprise, surprise.
I can hear, by the way, Michael Moran screaming at me right now for just saying, oh, Grumpig, that Pokemon's stupid. Who cares?
Somebody likes Grumpig? What the fuck?
I don't think he likes Grumpig. He was just, when he was on, he's the one that helped me get Shuckle of the High, by the way. Mad respect. When he was on, he was like, I've listened to every episode, and sometimes you guys are just like, that Pokemon doesn't matter. You just skip over it without even talking about it, and that made him really mad.
Oh, you skipped over Grumpig?
No, I just dismissed it. I said he's stupid just now, though.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
He said it's the passive dismissions from us that get the most ire out of him.
Oh, okay.
Not when we like spend a couple minutes like, no, this is bad because XYZ. It's the ones who are like, hey, who cares about this Pokemon? No, it's
right.
Definitely better than blank, you know.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. All right. Thank you very much, Sunflora. It's nighttime here, so you better catch a plane. Next on the list, we've got Alolan Meowth.
Hate it.
No. So much attitude.
I fucking hate it, dude. It's just like...
Thank God.
So stupid. They were just like, what if Meowth slightly fat looking? Like, what? And then they go to Berserker and all that shit, and you're like, okay, that's better.
Yeah, thank God they got a Gallarian iteration that's actually, like, cool. Because this one's awful.
Like, I mean, he's fine. It's just like, I don't know. I don't know why they were like, what if we just point everything on them like a slightly different direction and make them look darker. Like, and then it goes into Persian, and you're like, this is fucking the stupidest thing I have ever seen. Like Gallarian Persian, that's so freaking bad. Like, I don't know, the Meowth's like okay.
Yeah, the Meowth's okay, but
I don't like its attitude. It's got
like I was mainly thinking of the Persian. Like he's only a little bit chubbier than normal Meowth, but
cheeks. You are right about that Gotharita energy. Excuse me, energy though.
Like, I don't know. Does it have any meaningful Pokédex entries?
Nothing that's going to make us more favorable. It's accustomed to luxury because it used to live with Alolan royalty. As a result, it's very picky about food. Deeply proud and keenly smart, this Pokemon moves with cunning during battle. And I feel like Alolan Meowth wrote this Pokédex entry. Relentlessly attacks enemies' weak points.
Spoiled rich cat. With 2.
Evolves into a fat.
Oh my god! When its delicate pride is wounded, or when the gold coin on its forehead is dirtied, it flies into hysterical rage. It really is a spoiled.
Oh my god!
You know what? Worse than frickin' Perugly.
But you know, they would probably make an Instagram or TikTok account and immediately be in the money. Just saying.
Yeah, because everyone wants to watch that train wreck.
I mean, exactly. Look at all the TikTokers that are big and everything, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Just don't do anything original, just like look slightly good, like whatever.
Yeah, I can get behind worse than Pure Ugly. But I don't know that it's worse than Veiny Boy Girder, so maybe right there.
Maybe.
Yeah,
This is a 544. Or 545, rather. Okay, let's do it.
Sounds fair.
All right. Alolan Meowth, you did your best, and man, Game Freak really let you down. That does it for our random list of 20. And once again, just like with the last VictorianGenetix episode, I am left in a mystery as to what our guest has brought for this episode.
You won't be mad this time, I swear.
Genetics. Who'd you bring?
Galvantula.
Hell yes! Let's fucking go! I love this Pokemon.
Galvantula for me is like a huge one for me. Like, I really like Galvantula. It's fun to use competitively and stuff too. It's like not great competitively because it's so freaking frail, but it like beats the crap out of stuff if you set it up a little bit. So
yeah,
I just like them. Like the concept is fun.
Well known that I have arachnophobia. It does not matter. I love this thing.
Yeah.
I was able to wipe. One of the reasons I played Gen 5 so much is because I could wipe the Elite Four pretty handily with 2 Pokemon.
That's part of why I
raise a bunch of Pokemon. I could wipe the Elite Four with Galvantula and the Fire Ghost Chandelier.
Yeah, Chandelure. Yeah. I had Galvantula as well. Like, and that thing it's so freaking fast and it hits so fucking hard that you just like obliterate stuff. But like even outside of that, like I just generally like the electric types and I like the concepts for it overall. Like even Joltik being like the little baby that's like sucking electricity, like literally like a tick or whatever. I don't think I know enough about Galvantula's Pokédex entries, but I do like it, and it has like a actually really good design. It's not like a flop as far as its design goes.
Yeah, I've never used one of these, but it looks cool. I mean, it looks like an electric spider, like you would expect it to look, except it only has 4 legs. Is it actually a spider, or is it supposed to be something else? Because Joltik's obviously a tick.
I thought I had 6.
It's got 6. I think the 4.
The I don't know. Just weird?
They call it the Ella Spider Pokemon, and Galvantula is definitely Tarantula. So it's meant to emulate a spider, even though it doesn't have 8 legs. Maybe it's the lack of the 8 legs that makes me okay with this Pokemon. So I'm not going to fight it.
It very well could be. You know, that video game Grounded. They interviewed a whole bunch of people with arachnophobia, and they found out it's like all sorts of different parts of the spider. So they literally put like a slider in the game that like you can adjust it, and it like gets rid of their legs, and then it gets rid of their eyes, and then it gets rid of this, and it like because
it becomes like a weird floating dot. Yeah,
and then you can get it to it literally. It's just like a floating circle or something like that.
Yeah.
So you're definitely probably onto something with that.
And I like the sword and shield entries here. It launches electrified fur from its abdomen as its means of attack. Opponents hit by the fur could be in for 3 full days and nights of paralysis. It lays traps of electrified threads near the nests of bird Pokemon, aiming to snare chicks that are not yet good at flying.
Wow.
Goddamn.
Like even the physiology description on the Pokemon fandom wiki, they're just like, Galvantula is a large quadrupedal arachnid-like Pokemon that resembles a tarantula. Only has 4 legs rather than 8. I like it a lot. It's like so high on my list. Like as soon as I found one in Pokemon Go, I was like, yes, I'm using you in competitive. I don't care. And I don't know, it's just really cool. And then obviously, like you said, in the 5th gen or whatever, it just like obliterates everything.
Such a powerhouse.
Yeah. And then it gets like compound eyes or something, right? To just make it like never fucking miss.
Yep.
Galvantula. It's like I don't know all of the specifics on it. I just know I pretty much like everything about it. Like
so I mean I assume this guy's sweeping Mega Bayonet out of the way. Like,
easy.
Mega Bayonet ain't
paralyzed at the door for 3 days.
Easy.
Easy. So I'm looking at some real big bad contenders, many of which I know you're also a fan of genetics, like Corviknight, Charizard, Gigantamax Charizard, Mega Scizor, Infernape Blaziken Gengar, Mega Blaziken, Lucario.
I think at least above Mega Scizor. Personally. I know Infernape's right above that.
Megas, oh yeah.
Yeah, Mega Scizor is 24. Infernape's 23. And then Blaziken.
See, I'm looking through this list though, and I get to the Galarian Articuno and Shuckle, and I'm like, well, it could be higher than those two.
I could go above Shuckle.
You son of a bitch.
I really could. I could put this above Decidueye.
You know it doesn't belong there.
Well, because like I was even looking, I'm like, Infernape and Blaziken, I like it more than those two. Like Lucario and Lycanroc are kind of like hard for me, but I like it more than Blastoise. I like it more than Gengar's stuff. Charmander's hard, but I like it more than Empoleon. I like it more than Volcarona and Haunter.
Yeah.
I like it more than Darkrai. Like so for me it can go up there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you. I have a couple like Lycanroc's a tough one for me and Blastoise, but like at the same time I could put this above it.
Cuz it's even like I like Greninja and Decidueye a lot. It's just like for me personally this is better, but I understand those are a general common like. So like Mega Charizard X, when it was at the #1 spot, I was in full agreement. But now, it's just like, it's okay. But, you know, I get he likes Shuckle being up there, so...
Which is why we should put it above Shuckle.
Oh, that's true. Actually, to be fair, that's just called justice because he had somebody help him get Shuckle all the way up there. Whereas if Shuckle was on while we were on...
No. Michael Moran explicitly brought Shuckle because it's his favorite Pokemon. It just so happens that it's also my favorite Pokemon. 2 people who both love Shuckle coming together to give him justice.
Both love Galvantula.
Exactly.
Coming together to give Galvantula justice.
I mean, I can go for it. I like it a lot.
Me too. Like this is This is like top 5 all-time Pokemon for me. So I have no qualms putting it that high on this list.
Man, I have never in my life heard a single person say that they even care about this Pokemon before today. So.
Really? What the fuck? I don't think I've heard of anybody saying it either, but you have to consider the fact that there's so many freaking Pokemon. Like, I've even said how Pokemon Unite and other games keep choosing these random-ass Pokemon to put in their stuff. I like it because there's going to be somebody out there for every single fucking Pokemon that likes that Pokemon the most. Like, there's just no way around that. Yep. It's the highest selling franchise by like a long shot.
The best thing about Pokemon is that everyone has a favorite.
Yep. And that's the whole point. I say above Shuckle though, so
I'm there. I'm with you. I'm sorry, Chris, but I'm also not sorry at the same time.
Okay. I mean, let the record show this Pokemon's fucking trash. No, I'm just kidding. It's fine. It's just it is not this good. Close, but whatever. Y'all can be
use
crazy.
one and get back to us. Use one and get back to us.
It's so freaking fun to use. It just hits like a freaking truck.
Yeah, I mean, my thing is just looking at his design. It's like, oh, okay, yeah, that's a spider and he's electric. It's like they did the basic thing. There's nothing impressive about his design to me.
He looks cool. Like,
yeah, they did a great job with that framework.
Like, he looks like you would be fighting him in Monster Hunter. Like, if you just beefed him up a little bit. Like,
took out the cartoon and made that realistic. That is absolutely a Monster Hunter.
It's a Monster Hunter design. Yeah, like, I just like his design overall. So, yeah. I mean, there probably is already a Monster Hunter that looks
drinking
similar.
The Kool-Aid here. I don't know what's going on.
Pachirisu is water under the bridge genetics.
Yeah, this guy should be below Corviknight at 28. For people at home, tell us what you think. Please.
Write all your hate mail to Chris.
Tell us how much you hate Shuckle.
Hey, that's fine for everybody to hate Shuckle. I'm not mad that he's above Shuckle. I'm mad that he's this high on the list at all. I don't think he's that great, but it's fine.
Okay.
Cool.
Fair point.
Well, that does it for our 21 Pokemon tonight. VictorianGenetix, thank you very much for coming on back.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, of course. This was another blast. I love these episodes. I love episodes where we get to, whether I'm the one in shambles or we get to put Chris in shambles. Those are the best episodes.
Yeah. I mean, I think if I'm here again, it probably won't happen again. It'll probably be something more people agree with. Because I almost brought Claude, sir. I don't know what people's thoughts on him is, but...
No, you're not going to... Don't worry about it.
I don't know. From what you told me, you still have quite a lot more to do. So.
I just fucking around.
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna try and look at this list and actually tear it apart once it's actually done. I'm just gonna be like, nope. It's gonna be a whole like 7-hour YouTube video.
I can't wait to watch that.
We'll see if I do it. I don't know. It's an idea I had. I was like, I could just tear this list apart, but I don't know. I like it. It's cool.
Well, do you have anything you'd like to plug?
I mean, I have my Twitch and YouTube. I'm just not like super active on it right now. There's too much stuff going on all the time. But I keep loading up my Xbox, and like as I'm playing stuff, I hit the record button all the damn time comes home. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna record something for this, and then just I don't. Like, I want to, like, I even let it import to my Xbox cloud storage and everything to eventually use the footage for something. But it's like, by the time I get to these games and play them and finish them, they're already gone. And then also just, I work 10-hour days for 4 days a week, and then the weekend comes and we're busy doing stuff all the time. So it's like, the time frame isn't exactly the best as far as trying to record stuff. So VictorianGenetix on YouTube and Twitch, I eventually want to actually get back into it, but have to find the time to do that.
Life. And that's genetics with a X, not a CS.
Genetics with, oh yeah, duh.
Just to make sure everyone goes to the right place.
Yeah, I forgot. Do you put this on podcast formats, or is it just YouTube?
It's on podcast.
On podcast as well.
Yeah. Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah. I figured, yeah. So with an X.
Yeah, fantastic. Everyone go check out VictorianGenetix content. You'll have plenty of time to catch up while he's working on making new content.
I mean, there is already quite a lot
that.
of stuff on there. Like, there's like several full playthroughs. There's a whole bunch of reaction videos, all sorts of stuff like that. So there is stuff already on there. It's just new stuff eventually.
Yeah, just season 2's in the works.
It's in the works.
Exactly. Chris, do you have anything to plug?
I'm starting a new podcast. It's called Galvantula Fucking Sucks.
I just noticed the pinky. People really should be checking out the video version of this.
Yeah, it's been very good the last couple weeks. Go sub to our YouTube channel, please. We're at 42 subs currently. We need 50 to name the YouTube channel and tell you the actual URL to go to.
Now?
No, we need 50 to be able to name the channel.
So you need to get to 100.
Oh, yes. Oh, really? What do you mean? Oh.
I had to get to 100 for mine.
Maybe they changed it, in which case we're nowhere fucking close. Please sub to our YouTube channel. Follow the link below.
I'm not sure. Maybe they changed it from the 100 because I know they were trying to loosen the reins a little bit on some things. So, and that was like 2-3 years ago that I hit 100 and was able to finally change it. Which it's like, I wish they would just let you anyway, but...
Yeah, I don't know why. Like, Twitch lets you change yours immediately, because in order to get subs, you need to tell people where your freaking channel is, and I have
right.
letters.
Like, it's easy. Like, I was glad for me, because, like, originally I was, like, going to my channel and copying it and then pasting it to people, and now I just, like, can just type youtube.com/VictorianGenetix, and you're good to go.
Yeah. So, yeah, give us a sub there.
Hopefully,
thank you.
Is Spelunkers not going to be taken? Or like, what would you do?
Spelunkers podcast or Spelunkers game exploration.
Because I know I try and look it up sometimes. I'll try and like look up Spelunkers just to try and find it quicker than trying to dig through my subscriptions or whatever. And it's like, it'll pop up with a bunch of like people, like literal caves. Spelunkers and stuff. So I always like end up searching for Spelunkers top 10 because then it'll be the first thing that pops up. I'm like, okay, there we go. Now I can go browse it.
Pro tip for everybody at home.
That's it.
But like, I have the bell checked on it too. That's how I told you about the thumbnail mistake, because it does pop up as like a little notification. I like told him when he posted Resident Evil, I was like, you have a Pokemon thumbnail on Resident Evil? I don't know which one. And I like clicked it to watch the video a little bit too, just to make sure what was going on. That it wasn't
a joke or something.
Yeah. And I was like right on texting about that. So anyway, thanks for having me.
No, thank you for joining us. Also, check out our Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Spelunkers. A lot of streams, a lot of days of the week. Might not like everything, but I'm sure there's something you...
every day of the week?
Used to be.
Tuesday, Wednesday. Yeah, Tom's schedule's changing, so he used to do Mondays and Thursdays, but he got a new job, so that's going to be in flux for the foreseeable future. But definitely check out Saturday. Tom and Tyler are starting Beers and Beasts, the Drunk Bloodborne playthrough. It's going to be amazing. And something on Sunday. We're always streaming something co-op on Sundays. Check it out.
And then you guys do Wednesday and Thursday, or
Tuesday and Wednesday?
Tuesday and Wednesday.
Yeah, Tuesday and Wednesday. I'm playing Pokemon on Tuesdays, and Chris and I are playing Resident Evil on Wednesdays.
So did you already play through the 4th generation of Pokemon?
I just got my 5th badge last episode, but that's probably going to be different because this comes out a couple weeks after. So I probably got like badge 7 or so after this recording comes out.
Gotcha. Are you going to finish it before the new version comes out?
Maybe? Like barely?
I was like, I would have just waited for that to come out, honestly.
Nah. Well, so I haven't played a remake for any of the ones I've done so far. I played original Yellow, Crystal, so I'll probably go back and do the remakes at a later date in the future, because it's eventually just going to become I play creature collector games on Tuesdays after I finish doing gens 1 through 8 for the 25th anniversary.
Oh, gotcha. That makes sense.
25th and 26th anniversary.
Yeah, you know, close enough.
It's close enough. It works.
Close enough. It's all now. Then it's the 25th American anniversary, right? Because it came to America a year later. Isn't that? Yeah, that's how that works.
I'm pretty sure that's how that works. Yeah.
But that will do it for us here this week at Spelunkers. We hope you are well, and we hope you stay well until we reconvene next week to continue finalizing the most important decisions of our lives. And until next time, Gotta rank them all.
Gotta rank 'em all, Pokemon.